Man City have embarrassed Liverpool 4-1 at Anfield. What just happened? I can't believe those two halves were in the same game. I'm StattoJoe. You're a legend for watching this video, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. I'm putting up 5 to 7 videos a week on sports, mainly football, some rugby, and if you like that kind of thing, why not join me? We're looking in the stats. We're trying to see if the scoreline was fair. Do the stats really reflect what happened? And, comment down below if you thought Liverpool rubbish today. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on anything to do with this game. So do comment down below and let me know. So, what actually happened? Okay, first half, first 30 minutes was the most boring 30 minutes of football I have seen in a long time. Nothing really happened. The only thing I have of note is that Thiago got a yellow card in the second minute. Like, really, who cares? And then all of a sudden, Liverpool concede a penalty. Gundogan misses. Liverpool have a couple of chances after that. And then it's 0-0 at half time, and you're sort of going, please don't repeat that. Please don't repeat that. I just want the game to be a bit better than this. So, anyway, if we look at the attack momentum meter, and you can see, this really the higher the bar, then the more dominant a team is, and you can see that really there's no dominance there at all. And looking at the stats, possession fairly even. It says Liverpool had 5 shots, but I feel like that's quite kind. 2 of them are blocked shots. Do you really register them the same way? I'm not really sure. But apart from that, everything was fairly even. Passing's pretty close. Still a bit of a difference, but pretty close. And overall, the teams were relatively even. And I did feel that in the game that there was no one really took the game to anyone. They just sort of let it play out. And then all of a sudden, the second half just erupted. City scored really, really early on. Gundogan managing to redeem the penalty miss. Then Alisson figured he'd play for Man City for a couple of minutes, give him the ball a couple of times, see what we would do with it. And a piece of brilliance from Foden allowed Gundogan to score again. Bernardo Silva then sets up a goal for Raheem Sterling that no one would miss. And then Foden scores a screamer. And in amongst all that was a penalty for Liverpool that Salah scored. And you can see, Alisson's got a 4.3 rating, which is the worst rating I've ever seen when looking at these games. So overall, pretty poor performance from Liverpool. But I do personally feel that the scoreline flatters City. I don't think it was a 4-1 game. I think that the errors ultimately have led to that. And I think the stats would back me up. If we look at the stats, Liverpool had slightly more possession. City did have double Liverpool shots, and 5 of them on target, which is really, really good. And this is really important. 4 big chances, 4 goals. So that is, if you have a four big chances and 4 goals, then that's great. Obviously, one of those big chances they missed was the penalty. So Foden made up for that, but that's a really good sign for City and their attack. But again, Liverpool had more passes, they had more of the ball, and what's important is what they do with that, which wasn't enough. And the stats weren't that comprehensive for one side. It wasn't like a very one-sided game. So really, I do feel like those errors play a massive part in the result of this game. But a couple of things I just want to talk about briefly that I sort of noticed the commentary picked up on was the lack of energy and urgency from Liverpool. You know, it just surprises me because everyone's going through the same thing. Maybe not in terms of injuries, but everyone's having to play all these games. And City looked so up for it, especially in the second half. And Liverpool just, I don't know, just seemed flat. And if you have any thoughts, let me know. I could be totally wrong there, but I just thought they weren't at it today. Foden was outstanding, and I don't, you can't take that away from him. But overall, I don't. It's so weird. It doesn't feel like a 4-1 game. It felt like a 1-1 or a 2-1, and I suppose it was the errors that led to that. It's a bit damaging now for Liverpool. It really is. I would say now the title chances are probably gone. They've lost 3 games in a row at home, which is the first time since 1963. They haven't won a game at Anfield since last year. They've only scored one goal, which was today at Anfield in 2021. They seem lost. They seem totally and utterly lost. And in stark contrast, City are flying high. They haven't lost a game since November last year in the league. They continue to win games. They don't have a recognised striker in their starting 11. Phil Foden is not a recognised striker. He's more of a cam. So even, yes, Liverpool's defensive problems come from injuries, and they had no recognised centre back on today. So their injuries are a big impact. But City are missing Aguero and De Bruyne. So they're missing two key players as well. But they were excellent. And if we look at the league, it's really grim viewing for Liverpool fans in terms of, look, 6 points in their last 5 games. City are 10 points above Liverpool with a game in hand, which could be 13 points should they win that game in hand. And they're also flying now at the top of the league, 5 points clear of United. Win that game in hand, and it's really City's to lose now, isn't it? It's funny how this has changed in the space of 3 weeks. I remember looking at the title a couple of weeks ago, and it was so close. It was so close. But now that real battle is for the Europa League place. You have West Ham, Everton, Spurs, Chelsea, Villa, and maybe Arsenal all going for that place. They were just my thoughts. I'm blown away. Honestly, I think there's something going on at Liverpool, and I don't know if the players are just tired or whatever it is, but something's not right. But what did you think? Let me know in the comments your thoughts, because I'd be really, really interested to hear other people's perspectives. And again, as I said earlier, if you're new to this channel, give it a subscribe. We're getting really, really close to 50, and I'd really, really love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and become one of the first 50. It's an elite club, Whoever gets an opportunity to become part of such an elite club as the first 50 subs to a channel, just put it out there. And give this video a like if you agree with anything I had to say, and in the comments if there's anything you disagreed with, and I would really, really appreciate that. So there were the stats, and I will be back tomorrow with a Six Nations roundup, so I will see you then.